name's Mark, and it's time to get your geek on with another edition of Greatest Gaming Rig, the show where we build you a hyper-powerful gaming PC and give you the chance to win it.
Now, earlier this week, a rather massive package arrived at Gamespot HQ containing the long-awaited case for our rig. We spent the better part of a week putting it all together, so let's check out what happened, time-lapse style, yo.
It was an arduous build for Mark anyway,
Yes.
but today we can finally reveal the greatest gaming rig.
And here it is.
Ta-da!
Look at that, ta-da. As you can see, it's massive. We've used a custom case made from USA-based DangerDen, maker of oversized enthusiast cases. Now ours is based on the standard Tower 29 model, but with a few slight modifications here and there, which they do for everyone, but they did this especially for us as well, which is really, really cool.
The motherboard placement has been moved a few inches, raised
It has,
a few inches
it's been raised up
to accommodate our two power supplies, which you can see here at the bottom of the case.
So they're here,
point them out.
They're right here. So normally in the case, they're at the top. And what we've done is we put them down there so we can put two in. So there's two down there powering the entire lot, which is like super hardcore. Yes,
right.
Very, very cool.
Okay, and so there's a few cable issues.
There were a few cable issues getting this all done because they're right down there at the bottom. They're quite far away from our hard drive and our optical drive and stuff. So we had to kind of get a load of adapters and extenders to get the cables to reach all the way around the back of the case and behind there. Plus, because we wanted to keep it tidy, we didn't want cables going over the top like that. So we had to route everything around the back and use loads of sticky tape. Not sticky tape, special tape.
Definitely not sticky tape.
Definitely not just sticky tape. That
Very
we used the whole
expensive tape.
Yes, yes.
And you've got a perspex panel that's a clear perspex panel.
Yeah, so a clear perspex panel is going to go across here as well, which you'll see. We've just left it off for the purposes of the fact it reflects light like anything. Yeah. So you wouldn't be able to see anything on there at all.
All right.
And next thing we did, Jane, was...
Okay, we've also switched out the fans on our Corsair water coolers for these snazzy Akasa white LED fans.
As you can see here, very nice and bright.
Which we found are noticeably quieter, but still push a lot of air. So,
they did, yeah. So we had these Corsair things, and they came with fans, but they were quite noisy. And putting these in, they've been a lot quieter, and plus they've got pretty lights in.
Would you call them whisper quiet?
I definitely wouldn't say this computer is whisper quiet by quite some way, but it's certainly a lot quieter than when we had the stock fans on. And there's 4 here at the front, and they're pushing air in, and then we've got these 2 here for exhaust. So yeah, it should stay cool, hopefully, which is very, very cool.
All right.
Now, last week we ran a set of benchmarks, and a number of you have been disappointed with the results, including Gangster480, who says, I don't understand, so those 2 processors and 3 cards can't run Crysis better than my i7 overclocked with Crossfire 5870. I find that very weird. They must have done something wrong. The 2 processors are $3,500 together. The cards are $1,500, and it can't outdo my $1,800 rig. A measly 45 frames per second for a monster like that, I was expecting it to go over 100.
Hassie94 agrees, saying, I don't understand how a rig this amazing runs it so badly. I've seen i7s with dual 480s run Crysis at 55 FPS average when V-synced. This poor performance is coming out of nowhere.
Oh, ye of little faith out there. You think we're just going to leave it at that performance? You are very, very wrong. So, the thing about it is, the CPU performance, as you saw, the results were completely off the chart. Yes, we weren't happy with the graphics scores, but there are a number of reasons for that. We didn't do any tweaking at all when we did those tests. It was literally, we put stuff in, installed Windows and some drivers, and ran the games, and that was it. So we're going to do a bunch of tweaking, we're going to do some overclocking. There are a number of issues with some games as to how well they scale with Sly as well. So we're going to test it out. We're just running 2 cards in Sly, which we can turn off the other cards in software, which is great, and see if that affects performance. And also bear in mind that a lot of games aren't actually multi-threaded that well. So even though we have theoretically 24 cores at our disposal, most games won't use that.
But we're future-proof.
We're future-proof when they actually get off their asses and start making games multi-core compatible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll be overclocking, tweaking and looking into any possible bottlenecks on the next issue of the show. So rest assured, much higher scores are coming on those benchmarks.
And you can read more about the build, including some of the many issues we've had. And suffice to say, when putting this together, there were a lot of issues and screws that we've ruined and threaded and that we had to get out with pliers and things like that. But it's fine now. It will turn up to you in A1 condition. So you can head over to tinyurl.com/GSUKPCComp to find out more.
Yeah, so don't forget you have the chance to win this entire rig, complete with its mind-bending processing power and awesome accessory bundle.
All you have to do to win this amazing prize is tell us how much you think the rig would cost in total if you got all the parts at standard price. And as a tiebreaker, tell us in 50 words or less why you think you deserve it.
You can enter the competition over on the site and read more about the build on the hardware blog. Just head over to tinyurl.com/GSUKPCComp to find out more. To enter, you have to be 13 or over and a UK resident, and the competition is subject to our normal terms and conditions.
Now, we'll be back again in a few weeks' time where we're going to finish off the rig, we're going to overclock, and yes, we are going to announce a winner. It's going to look amazing-y. Remember to head over to tinyurl.com/GSUKPCComp to enter the competition and to follow the blog, and log on to facebook.com/GamespotUK to take a peek behind the scenes of the build. Till next time, happy gaming, spotters.